Hi, welcome to Social Perspective. Today we have an article saying two held in Uttar Pradesh for throwing COVID victim's body into river. The family members of a person who died of COVID-19 were booked in Uttar Pradesh Balrampur district after they were caught in a video dumping his body into a river in broad daylight. Now the situation here is self-explanatory. If we analyze the situation in social perspective, we'll come to know that this is one of the reasons why Durkheim was criticized. Now, according to Durkheim, every individual action is influenced by society. Society is above the individual for Durkheim. But what societal compulsion can we observe here? Uh, Society has not taught those individuals to treat elders in such a manner or to perform last rites of elders in such a manner. Neither the family members might not have grown in such a society which treats elders in such a manner. So we cannot come to conclusion that societal influence was there upon those individuals' behavior. That's why Harry Elmer Bynes criticizes Durkheim by saying individuals do many actions without any societal compulsions. This is what Durkheim perspective in this article. If we move on to R.K. Martin's perspective regarding conformity and deviance, this is surely the deviance from cultural goals and institutional means. Cultural goals is to respect elders. Institutional means is to do them namaskar, obey their orders, or to perform their last rites in a traditional manner. These are institutional means. Now, we cannot place them under conformity under five regular responses to state economy because they have not adhered to cultural goals, neither to institutional means. So they are not conformed. Neither they come under innovative because first of all they abandoned the cultural goal, that is respecting elders. So they have not surely found innovated a new way or innovated a new mean to reach that goal. So it is not innovative. It is not ritualistic either because though they abandoned cultural goal, they have not adhered to institutional means. That means they are not doing last rites of the elders in a traditional manner. It does not come under rebellion also because have no goal to set up a new social order or new form of society. They are not expecting every other member in a society to perform last rites in such a manner. But this comes under retreatism. Though they have internalized cultural goals and institutional means, they are not able to reach those cultural goals in those institutional means because of the economic situation that is prevalent. Now, what economic situation is prevalent here? That is COVID-19. Because of COVID-19, everybody is lack of money. Everybody is lack of patience. Everyone is running out of money. Now, this is the economic situation which has created imbalance between cultural goals and institutional means. In R.K. Martin's perspective, what we call as economic situation is imbalance or lack of equal emphasis between cultural goals and institutional means. Now, because of this COVID-19 situation, people are unable to balance those cultural goals and institutional means. And that's why people like these or these family members are retreating from both those cultural goals and institutional means. Hence, this comes under retreatism form of deviance. Now, why those people, only those people have undergone such type of deviance is explained by further sociologist. We have Albert Cohen saying frustration might be the reason for such form of deviance. Why those people are frustrated? Because they have ran out of money. They have run out of patience. They don't have any patience to look after the deceased elders. They don't have any money to perform last rites in a traditional manner. Performing last rites in a traditional manner certainly involves huge amount of money. They have already lost money in treatment for COVID-19, etc. That's why they are out of frustration, and that frustration has led them to uh, uh, deviate in such manner. That's why that is what we can conclude here in R.K. Martin's perspective. We have again saying Max Weber's classification of social action. This is certainly a social action because it is intended towards others. According to Max Weber, what social action is? It is intended or influenced towards others. According to Talcott Parsons, what social action is? Something done very consciously. Now, under Max Weber's classification of social action, this may be classified as emotional social action because it is out of emotion, it is out of frustration. They have performed such social action. Uh, Hence, through this article, we have analyzed Max Weber, we have analyzed R.K. Martin, and we have analyzed also Emile Durkheim's social perspective. Moving on, we have a next article saying Kerala's Bill of Faith for Rural Elders. Senior citizens living alone in villages can now get help by pressing loud alarm. Under community policing scheme, these elderly citizens will be helped by these elderly citizens attract the attention of their neighbors using a loud remote controlled alarm in emergencies. Community participation to ensure the well-being and safety of the elderly. It can be of great support for the aged during the COVID-19 pandemic as many live in fear for their health. Now, police have made a comprehensive list of elderly persons who stay alone without the support of any other healthy family members is readily available with the community police station in rural areas. This Bell of Faith equipment is readily available. Now, Bell of Faith arrives at a time when attacks against senior citizens and those staying alone are on the rise. This is to meet unexpected situations in life. One of the biggest advantages is that it can be easily used in case of any medical emergency or household accident. Now, this Bell of Faith is an equipment or is an innovation that is to help elderly out in distress situations when no one else is there for them to help. Now, this places elderly on par with other people. Hence, this can be said as an institutional mean to provide equality of opportunity to elderly people or older people. Now, what Durkheim feels is that not capitalism that drives class conflict or that drives revolution or that drives exclusion and alienation, but denial of equality of opportunity leads to exclusion and alienation. Now, elderly people are certainly denied of equality of opportunity when compared to others. Uh, Hence, Durkheim says that equality of opportunity must be provided for them, that too in an institutional manner and within the societal norms. Not what Karl Marx says is that this equality of opportunity can be gained by revolution, but Durkheim feels otherwise. He says there are institutional means and there are solutions within the society which can be used to restore social order and bring equality of opportunity. This can be said as one such institutional mean or one such solution within the society using technology to restore social order and to bring equality of opportunity even to elderly. This can be quoted as an example to Durkheim's forced division of labor and restoring social order and bringing equality of opportunity to elderly. Moving on. And there is an article saying holding leaders to account. Now, what the author says in this article is political bureaucracy has been continuously alienating from the people, especially in times of crisis. And he goes on saying, quoting several examples from first wave and second wave, and saying how political democracy or political bureaucracy or politicians have been neglecting people's concerns and were concerns and were highly concerned about their image building. At the end of the article, it is said that the French sociologist Alain Touraine once said that the political class is becoming increasingly alien to the people. Now, this can be quoted as a criticism to Max Weber's bureaucracy. Max Weber eulogizes bureaucracy as panacea to all the problems in the society. Now, while writing criticisms to Max Weber's bureaucracy, we can quote French sociologist Alain Touraine saying that the political class is becoming increasingly alien to the people, and we can quote COVID-19 as an example for that or substantiation for that. Moving on, there is another article saying only a global effort can tame COVID-19. This article explains the situation prevailing regarding COVID-19 vaccine production and how global effort addresses the problem and brings a better way out. But in between those lines in this article, it has mentioned the importance of technological know-how and availability of raw materials, complexities in transfer of technology and intellectual property rights. The author, while mentioning this, makes us understand that under Karl Marx mode of production, there are forces of production and relations of production. Under forces of production, again, there are means of production and labor power. While labor power means trained personnel, means of production, under means of production, we can categorize all these, that is technological know-how, raw materials, transfer of technology and intellectual property rights. These can be categorized as means of production in the current situation in the post pandemic world. Moving on, in the last page, we have an image showing a wife covering the husband's head with her cloth or with her sari to save him from scorching heat. A woman covering her husband's head with her sari while riding pillion to protect from the searing heat wave in Vijayawada on Sunday. Now, if we analyze this image, we can categorize this social action as emotional social action because it is out of emotion. Uh, the woman is covering her husband's head with her sari to save him from heat. That is all for today. Thank you and have a nice day. And if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe to Social Perspective. Thank you.